Hello and welcome. My name is Alan and we are back with more Bushido, Way of the Samurai. Let's hop into it. First section we're going to read is How to Get Useful Ideas. When you hear others talk, listen to them earnestly, if as if their talk were rich in substance, however empty it sounds to you, so that they will not hesitate to tell you whatever is in their minds. Let them talk freely and without interruption. Essentially, even if they often talk about the most ridiculous junk or things you just don't really care about, if you let them talk, eventually they do get to points that are useful, that have value. So it never hurts to be willing to listen. The next section is Father's Favorite Sayings. The following are some of my father, Yamamoto's favorite sayings. Dog's skin for inside the home, tiger's skin for outside. As your pen will not break from writing sincerely yours, no matter how often, so your neck will not break from making a bow. You lose nothing by being polite. Or making a bow, sorry, not a bow. Your even, oh, sorry, spur even rushing horses. And telling 7 lies before going a block makes a man of you. So these are just some of the sayings that he said his father, uh, Yamamoto, enjoyed. So yeah, you lose nothing by being polite. It will not hurt you. You know, there's no point in having even rushing horses. You want one going at the top of its ability. Dog skin for inside the home, tiger skin for outside. Because one requires more ferocity, I guess. And then the telling 7 lies before going a block makes a man of you. I'm not sure. Next section is a samurai esprit de corps. During the Korean campaign, the Namashima troops were camping in Korai, Korea. The then Lord Naoshige, looking down from a hill, saw a group of his soldiers enjoying a rest with their hoods to defend against arrows off. He became angry and said, "This is a battlefield. It is too careless of them. Send to find out who was the first to take off the hood. He shall be punished." The messenger went and asked for the explanation. The soldiers were embarrassed and did not know what to say. Now, Hegozemon Koyama, one of the soldiers, came up with a good idea and said to the messenger, The 20 of us took off our hoods at exactly the same moment. This answer disarmed Naoshige, and no one was punished. So he's kind of saying that if everybody takes equal blame, no one person shall be forced with the brunt of the punishment, however fair or unfair it may be. The next section, the present and the past. The wind of the times is unchangeable. The wind shows what the world has entered into a stage shows that the world has entered into a stage of degeneration and that society is gradually being corrupted. But it is impossible for a spring or a summer to last for the whole year. This is also true of one day. Accordingly, you cannot restore the good old days and customs and fashions of 100 years ago. It is therefore essential to do your best according to the requirements of the present generation. In refusing to accept this with resignation, nostalgic people are grossly mistaken. Indeed, they are very unreasonable in a childish way. On the other hand, those who can only think of the present trend and hate the signs of the older times cannot hope to acquire retrospective knowledge. The next section is make the best of each occasion. It is said that Kenshin Uesugi, reputed to be one of the greatest generals in the age of the civil wars, once remarked, I don't know how the knack of victory, or I don't know the knack of victory at all times. I have only learned how not to miss the right moment. Significant remark indeed. And it's just saying, not everybody knows exactly what to do at the right times, or at every time, but it's knowing what to do in the right moment. Next section is, oh, what a vain world. As I was walking along, a thought came to me. Human beings are just like naturally operated marionettes. Without any strings, they walk, skip, jump, even speak. How well wrought they are. At the Bond Festival next year, perhaps many of them will be the guests. Spirits are already dead. Um, oh, what a useless, futile world. They simply forget this perspective completely. So from what I understand, he's just talking about the futility of life and how little meaning there is really to it. Handling negative feelings. If you say, oh, what a pity, etc., to those who are agitated and overcome due to an unforeseen disaster, they will be choked with more grief and will become even more addled when this happens. Just say casually, it is ultimately good that this happened. In this way, you are in a position to divert them from their grief and annoyance. In due course, they will begin to take to your remarks and recover the reason. In this rapidly changing world, it is not necessary to hang on to either sorrow or delight. So, he's just saying right here that even things that seem negative in your life or seem the worst have a purpose. Can be used for the better, I should say. Not necessarily have a purpose, but can be used for the better. You don't want to necessarily cling to anything for joy or for sadness. The next section is Samurai's Toilet. You'd better carry rouge and powder in your bosom, as the occasion demands. For instance, in the event of recovering from intoxication or of awakening from sleep, you may look pale. In such case, you can apply rouge and powder to your cheeks for an important occasion. Um, and he's just really saying be prepared to try to freshen up to look your best. Because you never know when you really might need them, so keep them on you. The last section we're going to read today is At the Conference. As for conferences, gather everyone concerned together. Listen to their opinions. They make a quick and decisive decision. Otherwise, someone will surely appear offended. As for important matters, let outsiders and laymen comment in confidence. Since they will be disinterested, they will be able to see things objectively and with more reason. If you confer only with people in your own circle, relatives, and friends, their opinions will naturally favor you, rendering them useless. So, when you're trying to gather information, don't be afraid to listen. I mean, actually sit there and listen to others' advice, even those who are not in the same field, because sometimes being outside that field is what offers you a spark of idea. If you just listen to those who are suck ups or think the same way you do, then that isn't necessarily going to help you in that situation. That will be it for now. We're over halfway at this point, just over halfway. Like I said, it is about a 98-page book, and that brings us to page 50. So, but as always, educate thyself. Think, read, study, learn. Someone tries to present you with an idea, ask them to cite their sources. I'll see you all in the next video. But until then, later.